Hello, I'm Edgar Miranda. This is a clip from my review of The Force Awakens. If you like it, please consider watching the full review.
Hey, Finn, huh? Finn, I'm gonna call you Finn, is that alright? Finn, yeah! Finn, I like that!
If there was a clear distinction before this movie between a clone trooper and a stormtrooper, I had no idea. Now I know, but after the prequels I just assumed all of the stormtroopers were the clones of Jango Fett, but had their name changed when the Empire rose. So when I saw Finn, I thought that he was part of a new army with a different clone that had more skills. And I found the idea very interesting, of him being one of the faces of the rebellion when there are millions, the resistance, when there are millions out there with his face, being literally the majority of the Empire. I am in the First Order. I'm sorry, what's the difference? Maybe that's why Han knew he was lying, because he had probably fought these troopers and at one point seen their face.
You got another problem. Women always figure out the truth. Always.
And why this guy was so upset.
Raider!
And in a future movie, an army of Finns would fight an army of stormtroopers. But of course, none of this happened. It was all in my head. They even alluded to this in the movie.
Perhaps Leader Snoke should consider using a clone army.
Oh well. Then I thought of his first encounter with Leia. She has spent all of her life fighting the dark side, and the cost has been very high. Her real parents, her adoptive parents, the planet where she grew up, the lives of countless members of the Rebel Alliance and the Resistance, her brother, and her son. And she is still no closer to winning than where she was at the beginning of the original trilogy. This would push someone over the edge.
That's right.
So when they meet, it shocked me that she didn't accuse him of being a spy for the First Order and send him to a cell. I mean, as far as we know, except for a few clone troopers, there has never been a stormtrooper go rogue, so she must have been very suspicious. Then he would have to prove his word to Leia, maybe by putting himself in harm's way to protect her or someone close to her during an attack from the First Order, to then earn her respect. But of course, none of this happened either. We got this instead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Finn. He needs to talk to you.
And I need to talk to him. That was incredibly brave what you did. Renouncing the First Order, saving this man's life.
Thank you, man, but a friend of mine was taken prisoner.
Nya. At the end, that's fine. But his arc is so vanilla flavored and straightforward that I cannot help but wonder what could have been. The fact that he was a stormtrooper is irrelevant, except for him knowing this.
Their masks filter out smoke, not toxins.
And this.
It uses the power of the sun. There is one. Precinct 47. Here.
But then again, if Leia gets intel on when the weapon is charging, they could get this info from somewhere else. He has no problem killing the people he grew up with, some who could possibly be feeling as he felt when he left. Why not make him a spy for the First Order, trying to infiltrate the Resistance to kill Leia? That would have been different. Then, by his friendship with Rey and Poe, he comes to understand what the Resistance is really about and decides to join them. This is not too far away from where Finn ends up at the end of this movie, but for his arc, more meat on the bone. Or maybe, instead of making him so innocent,
No prior signs of nonconformity.
This was his first offense.
I'm a stormtrooper, like all of them. I was taken from a family I'll never know. But my first battle, I made a choice. I wasn't gonna kill for them, so I ran.
have him be a real, battle-tested, veteran stormtrooper. All they did was train me to kill rebel scum. And I did. But nothing is as it seems. And when my friend died for nothing, I knew I couldn't be part of it anymore. But, with that backstory, we would have to lose all of the comedy surrounding Finn. And I'm not willing to sacrifice that. So I don't know what I want. Then I thought, at least there was no character like Finn in the original movies. A rebel trooper. But that is only the surface. He wants nothing to do with the First Order, but knows better than to fight them.
There is no fight against the First Order. Not one we can win.
What good's the reward if you ain't around to use it? Besides, attacking that battle station ain't my idea of courage. It's more like suicide.
Talks his way out of situations.
Because it's the right thing to do.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now, thank you. How are you?
Or at least he tries.
Yes, I do. Every time.
Sees no point in the rebellion and wants to leave and for you to go with him.
Ray, come with me.
Don't go.
Why don't you come with us? Pretty good in a fight. Could use you.
Come on. Why don't you take a look around?
Take care of yourself.
May the Force be with you.
First he leaves, then he comes back.
We came back for you.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
Okay, this is a stretch. I'm not saying that he is a stand-in for Han Solo, but they share similar characteristics and story beats. That's why I think their dynamic is great.
That's not how the Force works.
Ultimately, despite all of my complaints, I like Finn in the movie. Why? Charisma.
You've gone off.
David Beckham!
You've gone off. You've gone
You
off.
have met your match!
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And if you want to further support the channel, please check my Patreon page. See you next time.
Who are you?